Good day, and thank you for watching. If you are involved in a family law case in California, especially one involving child support or spousal support, there is one concept you need to understand. That concept is imputing income, and it can significantly affect how much support is ordered. Let's start with the basics. Imputing income means the court assigns an income to a person, even if they are not currently earning that amount. In other words, the court looks at what you could be earning, not just what you are earning. Now, here's the key. This does not happen automatically. The court must have a reason to believe that a person has the ability and opportunity to earn more than they currently do. Let's break that down. There are generally three factors the court looks at: ability to work, opportunity to work, and willingness to work. First, ability. This includes education, job skills, work history, and physical or mental capacity. If someone has the qualifications and experience to earn a certain income, that may be considered. Second, opportunity. This looks at whether jobs are available. Is there a market for the person's skills? Are there positions they could realistically obtain? Third, willingness. This is where intent comes into play. Is the person choosing not to work or choosing to earn less? If the court believes someone is intentionally underemployed or unemployed, that can lead to income being imputed. Now, here's where many people make a mistake. They assume that if they reduce their income, their support obligation will automatically decrease. That is not always true. If the court finds that the reduction was voluntary and not reasonable, it may still calculate support based on a higher imputed income. Let's look at an example. A person leaves a higher paying job and takes a lower paying position without a clear reason. The court may look at that decision and ask, was this reasonable, or was it done to reduce support obligations? If the court determines that the change was not justified, it may impute income based on the previous earning level. Now let's talk about evidence. Imputing income is not based on assumptions alone. It requires evidence. That may include employment records, job listings, expert testimony, or vocational evaluations. A vocational expert may be brought in to assess a person's earning capacity. They may evaluate skills, experience, and job availability to provide an opinion on what that person could earn. Now let's talk about how this affects support. Child support in California is based on a formula. Income is a key part of that formula. If income is imputed, it changes the numbers, and that can increase or decrease the amount of support ordered. The same applies to spousal support, although the analysis may be more flexible. Now let's address another important point. Imputing income is not about punishing someone. It is about creating a fair and realistic assessment of financial responsibility. The court is trying to ensure that support is based on what a person can reasonably earn, not just what they choose to earn. Now let's talk about defenses. If you are facing a situation where income may be imputed, you need to be prepared to explain your circumstances. Why are you earning what you are earning? Is there a valid reason for a change in income? Health issues, job loss, market conditions. These factors can be relevant, but they must be supported with evidence. Now let's talk about strategy. Whether you are seeking to impute income or defending against it, this is not just about numbers. It is about presenting a clear picture. Work history, efforts to find employment, current circumstances. All of these factors need to be explained and documented. Now let's discuss timing. Imputing income can come up at different stages of a case: during initial support hearings, during modification requests, or when there are changes in circumstances. Understanding when and how to raise this issue is important. Now let's look at the bigger picture. Family law cases are not just about current income. They are about fairness, responsibility, and ensuring that financial obligations are met in a way that reflects reality. Imputing income is one of the tools the court uses to achieve that. Finally, let's talk about expectations. Not every case will involve imputed income, and not every request will be granted. But when the issue arises, it can have a significant impact. That's why it's important to understand how it works and how it applies to your situation. In conclusion, imputing income in California family law means the court may look beyond what you are currently earning and consider what you are capable of earning. It is based on ability, opportunity, and willingness, and it can affect support orders in a meaningful way. If you are dealing with a support issue and questions about income are involved, you need to understand how this concept applies to you. Call us at 888-888-6582. I'm Vince Davis, and we are all in this together.